Banks are now one step closer to being able to custody and utilize cryptocurrency activities, as the OCC came out yesterday with this letter that we're going to get into today. Welcome to the channel again. This is Zip. I hope everyone's having a fantastic day and your mindset's on lock and you're positive and you understand the bigger picture of what's going on. That's part of what this channel is about and what this video is about. And it's also going to dispel a couple other rumors and things that I've seen out there, because I want my audience to absolutely understand the macro picture, but in a correct way. And just we'll hit on some of that stuff and give you just a broad picture and not get fudded out of the market. Again, stay non-emotional. That's my investment thesis. I don't worry about the markets. I worry about what is going on in the environment. And yesterday, let's get into it. OCC clarifies the bank authority to engage in certain cryptocurrency activities. What does that mean? The OCC published an interpretive letter 1183 to confirm that crypto asset custody, certain stablecoin activities, and participation in independent node verification networks, such as distributed ledger, are permissible for national banks and federal savings associations. This letter also rescinded the requirement for OCC supervised institutions to receive supervisory non-objection and demonstrate that they have adequate controls in place before they engage in those activities, basically stating the banks are in control and can start to look at this environment, test it if you would. They have to train their folks on what these technologies are and how they're going to implement it. Remember, everything starts with training, and that's what we're going to get into, so you guys and gals understand out there that this is not a light switch operation. It takes time, but it authorizes the banks to start to investigate, evaluate, to test, to train, to get ready for that flip of the switch moment, which will be coming in the near future, to actually utilize utility-backed crypto in the financial system. That is changing. So that's out there. Very exciting to see that progress and moving in the right direction with that. Again, what we are waiting for, ladies and gentlemen, is the regulatory framework to be established. The regulation has to come first, so that these institutions in the banking environments that are going to implement and use the technologies that I talk about on this channel and know how to implement them. And they are working on the regulation as we speak. We know that they're working on the Guiding and Establishing National Innovation for U.S. Stablecoins Act, or GENIUS Act for short. Stablecoins enable faster, cheaper, and competitive transactions in our digital world and facilitate seamless cross-border payments. This legislation will expand financial inclusion and provide much needed clarity. That's what we want, clarity. That's what we need to ensure the industry can innovate and grow here in the United States while protecting consumers and promoting the US dollar's global position. And that's what's going on. And that's why we need this regulation to be implemented to go along with the authority now that the banks have to implement digital technologies, crypto technologies, and stablecoin within the environment to use them. But without the framework and the regulation, we're not going to get there. So the president has already stated, we know that he has discussed and said he would like to see this to be signed in by August, which is right before they go on recess. The Congress goes on recess. So they're working on this now. Will we see it sooner? I absolutely hope so. But we're going to talk about some more of that here in a minute. And we know that everything is moving in the right direction. We had yesterday the crypto summit. Coming out of that, there wasn't any mind earth-shattering information that came out of it. We're going to listen to Brian Steele here talk about it, the bigger picture of what was going on. We know that Brad Garlinghouse, he's sitting right there, was sitting at the front table along with President Trump and his administration, the Treasury, Scott Bessent, as well as our Commerce Secretary, and many others, David Sachs, the crypto czar, talking about implementing and making America the crypto capital of the world. So all this takes time. We're in a marathon and we're still running the good race, and just going to take some time for all this to be implemented. Let's listen to what Brian had to say as he came out of that summit yesterday.
At the White House, just leaving the crypto summit with President Trump, it is so exciting that we have a president that is leaning into Web3, understanding the importance of digital assets, and making sure that that development is occurring here in the United States of America rather than foreign countries. We just survived 4 years of President Biden's attack on digital assets. It's great to be ushering in a new day of digital assets.
It is absolutely a new day for digital assets, and this flywheel that I keep talking about, we're picking up more and more momentum. This is one step going in the right direction. Exciting to see. Part of the implementation is changing the financial system, has to do with FedNow and FedWire. And I want to dispel some disparities that are out there. There is the FedNow service, and then there's the FedWire service. What is FedNow? FedNow is for real-time gross settlements of up to $500,000. That is live now. It's 7 days a week, 365 days a year, to where businesses and institutions that are using and signed up for the FedNow service can implement and use that today to give us, again, it's modernizing the system. So we have quick movement of money, just like we can send emails instantly. We should be able to send money, and that's part of this integration and updating the system. The disparity is that FedWire was put on hold until July 14th for it to be implemented. Both services use the ISO 222 message format, which is just a framework and a messaging framework that many of the cryptos that I talk to already integrate and are using. Your XRP, hbar, SHX, XLM. They're all ISO 222 compatible to use this system, but FedWire has been moved back until July 14th. FedWire, the difference is it's for funding services, real-time gross settlements above $500,000. So large movements of money in the millions and millions of dollars that can be implemented. That is what has been delayed until July 14th. And again, all of this framework, all of these laws, these clarification letters that are coming out, the stablecoin letters that are coming out are leading to that flip of the switch moment, if we would like to call it that, but it's going to take time. And I'm trying to give you the macro view and keep you excited to understand what you own, but just know that this is a marathon and it's going to take some time for it to get there. But at the end of the day, if you hang on through this journey, it's going to be well worth it. And I believe your profits are going to show that if you hold on. Now, part of that implementation has to do with Swift and the ISO 222 implementation that they're using, and using APIs. Again, FedNow and FedWire have APIs, which are nothing more than an application program interface, but it's just a way for these systems to autonomously plug in an API so that autonomous movement of money can happen in the background. So when we click a button, that API basically is going to be utilized and function to move money. The system is so large and there are so many different facets to the financial system. Again, modernizing it just takes time, but let's listen to what they're doing with with Swift specifically, and the API integration that's going on with ISO 222.
But ISO 20022 isn't just about doing better what is done today. Adopting ISO 20022 will ensure you don't miss out on the growing data-driven markets enabled by APIs. These include open finance and digital assets. APIs are growing fast, not just as the basis of today's platform economy, but as the foundation for tomorrow's data-led economy. And if APIs use a common language too, we can reach that future faster. That's why Swift is extending the ISO 20022 data model to APIs, so developers can build a common language into every API they design. So, To make sure your business is ready to seize new opportunities, be part of the future of finance. Be part.
Again, upgrading the APIs to integrate with ISO 222 technology messaging framework. All this going on behind the back end of the system that is being changed right before our eyes. So that's the big picture. Now, I'm going to switch gears a little bit. I don't know who out there, if you're new to the channel, thank you for subscribing. If you're new to the crypto environment, because really crypto is still in a nascent environment and there's a limitation of the broad spectrum of folks are not in it yet and they're coming in. Please do not get fudded out by crap information like this. We're going to listen to Rachel Maddow here, and this is, I'm really playing this to be careful whom you listen to. Ensure that you do your own research. Again, nothing that I say is financial advice, but I'm trying to give you a clear picture of the bigger macro view as you're on this journey, and listening to stuff like this can throw folks off, especially if you're new. But let's listen to what she has to say, and I'm going to counteract some of it. And if I can stomach watching it one more time, just give you the real information.
I should say I'm by no means a crypto expert. I'm not going to give you a lecture on blockchain or meme coins or any of that.
So the key was she has no idea about what she's talking about, yet she's up in front of a large audience, smaller these days, but an audience nonetheless, and she's putting out crap information. She doesn't understand the technology. She has no clue what she is referring to here, but let's listen to what she has to say.
I don't know, and B, I don't care. But I do think it's worth looking at this crypto thing a little bit, only because it is a deeply, deeply old-fashioned, simple scam at this point, which points right to the White House. News from the White House tonight really gives us no choice. You have to look at it. Hopefully the broad strokes of crypto trading are not complicated. It's like when there was the Beanie Baby craze in the late 90s. People started buying these stuffed animals, right? Beanie Babies, kind of inherently not worth much, but people were speculating on them, right? It was a Beanie Baby trading bubble, other than maybe some emotional value.
Again, I'm not even going to play the rest of it, but the bottom line is, when you listen to information like this, if you are new to the environment, please do your own research. Ensure you quantify and clarify what someone is talking about, especially when they have no clue about technology. And this is really, it's just the vitriol because of the political environment that we're in. And I just wanted to throw this out here again, because if you don't understand the technology, I don't know how you even talk about it. But I don't want folks to get caught up in this FUD. Do not get fudded out. Understand what you own. That's part of my video catalog in this channel. If you go back, I do some deep dives on the different technologies that I'm invested in. I'm a non-emotional investor. I don't watch the market every day. I know what's going on enough. I'm looking through this journey for the implementation, again, of the regulatory environment that we need, and the authorization for the banks to custody that technology as it's all being changed right before our eyes, and different services that are coming online along with that environment. And this is a global push. This is not just the United States, but the United States has jumped in to it now. We will lead the charge, and we will force everyone through that flywheel effect video I put out a couple days ago about that is going to basically increase the momentum, and everyone is going to follow. And we're watching that happen week by week, month by month, until we wait until all this utility comes in, which equates to increasing our bag values. And that's what many of us are here for, right? We're here to make money in the market and the coins that we're invested in. And it's coming, ladies and gentlemen. So hang on, understand what you own. Don't get fudded out by nutcases like this that have no clue about what's going on in the environment, and be steady, be non-emotional, have an exit strategy. And I'm going to do another video here shortly on exit strategies, because I've seen the comments and some folks want that. Again, if you want specific exit strategies, let me know, and we'll do another video on that. But there's some ways to do it and implementations that work, in my opinion, and I'll just give you a Zip's purview on that. But please be safe, be smart, have a great rest of your day wherever you are, and until next time, Zip is out.